Hello everyone, my name is Darren from NovaStar. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I tell you all about it when I see you again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It has been 5 months since the last NCE training. During this period, we have received many emails from the customers asking for news about the second online NCE training. Now we are back. Thanks to the friends who have always supported NovaStar, thank you. I'd like to start with a short introduction of the NCE training to the guys who are not much familiar with. The full name of NCE is NovaStar Certified Engineer. We have trained more than 3,000 individuals all over the world since it started in 2014. By giving multiple courses and valuable chances to embrace the LED control system, NCE courses enable you to operate and maintain the equipment independently. Because of the special situation, this year we hold the training online. We are hoping more techniques could get the knowledge and the certification even in this hard time. This term, we will have 7 courses and a final examination. You could get online training certification if you sign in for 6 courses at least and pass the final exam. I hope you guys can go to all the courses to make a good score. Okay, now let's dive into today's topic, which is a NovaLCT and Viplex Express basic configuration. Before we start today's topic, I think it would be better to have a short review about the system structure. This is a typical system structure which we have been showed in the last course. Our handsome teacher Lei have showed us these structures. So from the left to right, we have the control PC, we have the scenic controller, and we have the LED screen. As we know, the control PC will provide the video signal to the scenic controller via the HDMI, DP, and DVI. And the control PC will also provide the control signal via the USB cable or the Ethernet cable. And for the LED screen, it will use the Ethernet cable connect to the scenic controller with different output ports. It depends on the resolution of your LED screen. So this is the basic structure. And this is all the hardware settings. And for today, we will talk about the software part, how we use the software to configure our LED screen. Because as we know, for the software, we will integrate a lot of functions, so we cannot tell all the details today. So we will talk about the most common and most basic and the most normal situation. So now let's see the standard steps to configure the LED screen. Normally, there will be 5 steps: the graphics card setting, the sending card setting, receiving card setting, screen connection, and the LED screen content display. So now, let's see this one by one. First, for the graphics card setting. As we know, for our laptop or for our PC, if we connect to an LCD monitor, or we connect to the LED display, so we can switch our display mode between the duplicate or extend mode. So if we select the duplicate mode, our LCD monitor or the LED screen will display exactly the same with our desktop. So which means we can see all the icons and also the background of our desktop. But if we switch to the extend mode, it will only display the background of the desktop. So why here we recommend you to switch your display mode in duplicate, because when we're doing screen connections, the icons on the desktop can help us to identify whether the screen connection is good or not. So this is the first point. Next part is the display settings. We can use our mouse to right-click our desktop, then it will pop up this menu, and we can directly click the display setting. Then we can get into this interface. So here we have a scale and layout settings. As we know, if we want our screen shows the best effect, and if we want the image shows the best effect, we should make the screen display pixel by pixel. So here we need to change the scale and layout to 100%. No scaling, no stretch. And this is the settings for the graphics card. And now let's switch to the software settings, the NovaLCT software. As we can see, for the NovaLCT software, the first steps, we need to log in this software by click the user in the main interface. And we have 3 options in this drop-down list. For the demonstration login, it only used when, for example, if you do not connect a real screen, a real control system, but if we want to demonstrate some software functions, we can log in that demonstration mode. And for the third one, the media player login, it only used together with our Taurus series, which is the asynchronous control system. So we will not talk about the Taurus today. And if you're interested about this part, you can check more details on our official website, or you can send an email to nce@novastar.tech. And today, we will use the most common login, which is the first one, the Advanced Synchronous System User Login. And the password is admin, ADMN. It's all small letters, no capital. So we just tap admin, and we can log into the advanced mode. After we log in the software, this is the main interface will shows like. And we can find in the control system part, it shows 1, which means now the LED control system is connected successfully. And if we move our mouse to the right side, we have the view detail device. So we can check more details like which kind of SIM card we are using now and how many pieces in this structure. Okay. Next, of course, we need to dive into the screen configuration. So we just click screen configuration. And we got this pop-up window. The first, it will let you to select the communication port. For the normal LED control system, we only connect one SIM card or only one control system. So there's no need to select the communication port. And at the bottom, it will let us to load a configuration file. But actually, for the first time, we do not have any file to load in the software. So we just select configure the screen, and here we just click next. And then we get into the screen configuration interface. In this interface, we have 3 sub-tabs. They are sending card, receiving card, and a screen connection. So actually, this is the configuration order when we're doing the basic configuration. So now let's see the sending card, which kind of operate we need to do in the sending card interface. The first step, we need to go to the source configuration. For example, we need to select the corresponding video source. If you connect the HDMI, okay, we can select the HDMI in the drop-down menu. And if we connect DVI, we can just select the DVI. And the resolution here, we need to set the resolution exactly the same with our graphics card output resolution. For example, if my laptop or my PC, the output resolution is 1080p, which is a 1920 by 1080. So here we need to set the source configuration, the resolution also in 1920 by 1080. And the refresh rate, which is the frame rate, we should keep the same with our graphics card output. After we confirm, okay, here is all set, we can click set button. Then we can go to the top area. We have a display mode. And we can click the refresh button. Then we check the current display mode, whether the sending card resolution and the graphics card output resolution, if they're the same. Because we need to make sure the screen is display pixel by pixel. After we confirm, okay, now it's correct. Now it's both is 1080p. Okay, don't forget the last step is save it. Save it. So this information will be saved in your sending card. Then let's go to the receiving card interface. So for this interface, we have a lot of details, such as module information, cabinet information, and performance settings. So basically, in the receiving card interface, we have, we have a lot of information here. And the cabinet information actually is not represent the real cabinet, it represents your receiving card. Because for some special structures, one cabinet, maybe they have 2 receiving cards inside. So here, the cabinet information is represent your receiving card information, like your receiving card loading area. And maybe you're wondering, okay, there's too many parameters, so how can we adjust it? Actually, for the first time, no need to change it, because when you get your screen from your screen manufacturer or your screen supplier, they will provide the corresponding receiving card configuration file along with your product. So basically, in this interface, what do we have to do? We just click Load From File, and it will pop up a window. Then we can browse our RCFGX file or RCFG file, which means the receiving card configuration file, into the software. So here we have a demo, which on my desktop, and we click OK. We click Open. It will automatically apply the parameters in that file into the software. And next step, of course, we need to send these parameters to the receiving card. And it will pop up another window, which will be send the parameters to receiving card. It will let us to select which, if we want to send to all the receiving card, or if we want to send a specified receiving card. They just like different application scenarios. But for the first time, of course, we want all the receiving card to get the correct parameters. So we need to select all the receiving card. But when we use send it to specified receiving card, it's just like if you change a new receiving card, or if there is few cabinets on the screen shows different effect on the screen, we may need to send the original RCFGX file to that specified receiving card. This part is mainly for like troubleshooting. And you may find there is also another option named the reset the starting coordinates. This is also for the troubleshooting part. So normally for the first time, there will be no need to take that, and we directly send it to all the receiving card. And don't forget to save it. If we click save, okay, it will automatically save in the receiving card. After a power cycle, all the parameters still saved in the receiving card. Don't forget to click save. But you may be wondering, sometimes when I get my screen, but I do not have the RCFG file, my supplier do not provide me the RCFG file. Or maybe the screen is like a second-hand screen, and they didn't give you the RCFG file. It doesn't matter. We can just have a small test. For example, we can just grab a cabinet. We can connect the cabinet to the LED control system, and we can observe whether the cabinet can show the correct image. If it can show the correct image, it doesn't matter. We can just click read from that receiving card. So even we do not have that file, we can read it back. So here we have a button, read from receiving card. And you can see here, we can tap into the receiving card position, which we need to tell the software which sending card we are using and which output ports and what is the receiving card number. So which means we can select any of the receiving card on the screen to read back the parameters, and we can save a file for it. And next time, for example, if we change a new receiving card, we can directly load this RCFGX file and send it to that new receiving card. So this is for the receiving card part. So after the receiving card setting, the screen will display like this. So without screen connection, each cabinet will display the same image. And the image will be your top left of your desktop. So, but actually for the customers, they don't want this image. They want a complete image. So we need to do the screen connection. That will be the next step. So now let's switch to the screen connection interface. For the screen connection interface, we also have several steps. The first step, we need to select the quantity of our screen. For normal LED project, we may only have one screen. So here we just select the number 1 and we click configure. Then we got this interface. And we need to tap the columns and rows, which we need to tell the software how many cabinets you have or how many receiving cards you have in this screen. So for this case, we have 4 columns and 2 rows. We have totally 8 cabinets, 8 receiving cards. Then we need to go to the left side. We need to select the sending card number. For example, here in the demo, I'm make the presentation with a demonstration mode. So here I have 5 sending cards. I can choose the corresponding sending card 1 and the output port 1. Then we need to tap the correct receiving card size. Please note here, the receiving card size, the information we can get from the previous page, the receiving card information. If you still remember the last page in the cabinet information, actually that represents the receiving card. So we can just check the size. What is the width? Is 122 by 122. So we just tap the same value, same number here. And next, we just use our mouse or keyboard to do the screen connection manually by click the blocks on the topology. This is the manual way. We also have an automatic way. We can try to use a quick connection. There are 8 quick connections. We can select, for example, for this case, we need to select the third one, which in the first row, the third one. And we just use our mouse to drag all the 8 cabinets to finish the screen connection. So this is for the screen connection part, but please note here, it's very important. When we're doing screen connection, we need to consider we are standing in front of the screen. So which means it's the front view, not the back view. This is very important. And we just send to HW, means send to hardware. And please note here, the screen connection the information will be saved in the sending card. So when we send it to the hardware, it will save in the sending card automatically. And don't forget to click save. And also here is a very useful function. You can see at the bottom, we have a button named Enable Mapping. So now I will have a short introduction about the Enable Mapping function. For example, this is the LED screen. As you can see, the image order is completely wrong. So if we want to make our screen shows normal to make a complete image, we can try to enable mapping. To click that button, it will display some information in all the receiving card. Each cabinet, it will display this kind of pattern. So as we can see from this picture, the P represent the output ports. For example, the first row, which is the green, the green one, the yellow one, the P represent, okay, this row, the receiving card is connected to the port 1, the same card, the output 1. And the second row is connected to the output port 2. So we will know this information. And the hashtag and the numbers represent the order of that receiving card. So now we just switch to the software settings. We go to the screen connection interface. We follow the numbers on the screen. So we select the port 1, and we use our mouse to connect the screen from the top left to top right. And we do the same thing for port 2, port 3, port 4. And finish the screen connection. Then our screen will show a complete image. So this is a very useful function when we're doing the screen connection. But here I have to mention is the enable mapping function is not on all the receiving card. It have requirements for the receiving card. For the Armor series receiving card, we support the mapping function. And for some new receiving card of the MRV series, we also support the mapping function. If you are not very sure the current receiving card in your cabinet support mapping or not, you can check the specification of that receiving card. It's on our website. And after we send the screen connection, we can also save a file for it. And you may be wondering why we need to save this file. Because I just mentioned when we set the screen connection, we send these parameters, and when we send to hardware, this will be saved in the sending card automatically. But maybe the same project, maybe I want to apply some new functions, which means I need to change another sending card, an advanced sending card. So I need to send the screen connection again. So we no need to manually do the screen connection. We can just send the load from file. You can see here. And the file format is .scr, which means the screen connection file. So please remember here, for the screen connection, we also have a file. The file format is .scr. For the receiving card configuration file, the file format is .rcfgx. And the last one, and also a very useful function I want to share with you guys, is the top is on the bottom right. We have a button named Detect Communication Status. If we click this button, it will pop up a window and it will detect the connection status of all the receiving card automatically. As you can see here, if it shows green, which means all the connection is normal, is all good. And if we find there some items shows right, which means we need to go to check that corresponding receiving card, we need to check the Ethernet cable connections. So basically, when the first time we're doing screen connections, we can use this function to do the troubleshooting. It can help you to correct it. So this is for the screen connection part. So basically, after we finish the screen connection part, our screen should show a complete and a normal picture. Just like this. This is before we send the screen connection information, and after we send the screen connection information, okay, it will display a complete image, but it will still be the top left of our desktop. But for the customers, I think they do not want to display just like this, like the desktop, a background to the LED screen. So they may want a full screen, right? They may want to display a video, or they may want add different content on the screens. So basically, there will be two ways. One way we can add a video processor. Because the video processor, we can do the scaling function, and we can also open multiple windows or layers on the screen, and we can just add content on the layers. But today we're going to talk about the most easy and most common way we use the software. We use software to open a window and display that window on our LED screen. So next, let's take a look about the software Viplex Express. So this is the icon of the Viplex Express. So if you have used our Tower series, you may be familiar with the Viplex Express, because the Viplex Express have two modes, can be used for the synchronous system and also the asynchronous system. If you want to get this software, you can just tap the novastar.tech in your browser, and it's on our official website, and you can click software. You can find the Viplex Express in this interface. And the latest software version is the Viplex Express v2.3.0. You can just download it from our official website. Maybe some of you have used our old software named the Nova Studio, but I can promise this one is more user-friendly than that one. You can have a try. Okay, after we download the Viplex Express, we can just open that software, and it will pop up a window at the first time. It will like you to select, okay, the student mode or the asynchronous mode. The student mode, which will be used to our synchronous sending card, like the M-Control 300, MSD 300, or VX4S, etc. The asynchronous mode is used together with our Tower series, like the TB6 or TB8. So here, we just click student mode, and we can get into this new interface. And of course, we need to create a new solution to add media, add content in this software. So we click that big plus, and we have two options, the regular screen and ultra long screen. So today we will share about the regular screen. And we click regular screen. We get into the another interface, which is we can edit the content in this interface. And the black area, the canvas, represent our LED screen. As you can see from this interface on the top left, the resolution is 300 by 300, which is not correct, because our screen, in this example, we have 4 columns and 2 rows. So totally, each cabinet, each receiving card, 128 by 128. So totally should be 512 by 256. So we need to modify this playback window. So the first step in this interface, we need to click playback window. You can see here, it's on the top. And click this button, it will pop up this playback window settings. And we need to modify the width and height. For the width, we need to tap like 512. For the height, we need to tap 256. So which means we need to set our playback window exactly the same with our screen resolutions. Then we can try to make it full screen, right? Okay, then we just click OK. And we will get into this interface. On the top area, we have several media tabs that we can add in this canvas. For example, the text, the colorful word, and the clock, the analog clock, the weather, etc. And here we can also to browse a file and add it in the software. We can add like the picture, and we can add a video, and we can add also like the office, like the Word, the Excel, and the PowerPoint. So here I just load a picture as an example. As you can see, I load a picture into the software, but it seems it's not matched to my screen size. The resolution is not matched. How do I know that? The first we can observe the canvas. We have some black borders, black areas on that area, and on the right part we have parameters. You can check the area, the W, which means the width is 497 and the height is 230. But our screen is 512 and the height is 256. So which means we need to, there are two ways. We can try to manually modify the width and height in this area. And another way, we have a button. You can see here. We have a one-click full screen button. So when we click this button, it will fill your picture to the entire screen, which means it will match our screen size automatically. So basically, this is just an example. I add a picture. If you add a video, it's the same principles. The first step, we set the playback window, and second step, we make this the video or the picture to full screen. And please note here, for the file format that the software supported, you can check the user menu at the main interface because we have the details in the user menu. And after we add the pictures, and we want to check the effect before we want to check the effect if it's correct or not. We can click the preview button. If we click the preview button, it will the software will show us a preview window, which will be shows you the real effect when we display on the screen. And after we confirm, okay, the effect is all good, then we can click play. So here, we click the play button. So on our screen, screen to automatically display that picture, and the previous interface will be closed, and it will only shows a small window, and we can manually to stop the playing. So let's see the effect. So this is the preview effect. After we finish the screen connection, it only display our desktop, right? But no content. After we add a picture and we use the Viplex Express to set the picture resolution same with our screen, and we click play, it will automatically shows on our screen. So basically, this is all the steps from the graphics card settings, NovaLCT settings, to make the screen show the complete image, and we use a Viplex to open a window to add different media inside the window and display on our screen. So this is the software settings. Okay, now let's have a short summary about today's content. The first, we talk about graphics card settings. The first, we need to set the screen, set our laptop or our PC to duplicate mode, because it's easy to observe the screen connection status. And for the graphics card, we need to set the scale and layout to 100%, because we need to make sure our screen have no skidding, right? And display pixel by pixel. Then we tell about NovaLCT software, basically 3 steps: the sending card setting, the receiving card setting, and the screen connection. For the sending card settings, we go to the source configuration, we set the video source resolution and frame rate exactly the same with our graphics card output resolution. And when we go to the receiving card, we directly load the original RCFG file to the software, and we send it to the auto receiving card and receive it. Then we go to screen connection. We tell the software how we do the cabling according to our real cable wiring. And please note here, don't forget we doing the screen connection as the front view. It must be the front view. And then we use the Viplex Express software. And we choose the studio mode, and we open the window. The window, which is a playback window, we need to set the size or the resolution exactly the same with our screen resolution. Then we just add media like the picture, the videos, content, and we click play. It will display on our screen. So this is all the content for today. And if you have any questions, you can post your questions to our chat room. And later, my friend, which is also a very experienced engineer, Stan, will answer all your questions. Please give us around 1 minute. We will set all this ready. Thank you.